Hi everyone, Nick with Acme Tools, and today we're here with CoPilot Designs. On my right,
Tony Taylor.
And on my left,
Mike Mulligan.
What do we have in store for us today?
We're going to be making some axe throwing targets, and I'll be making a more advanced version, and
I'll be making more of a novice or beginner version.
Let's jump into it, Mike.
Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our rough sawn cedar 2x4 over to the joiner, and we're going to flatten out one face if there's any twist in it, and then the other face we're going to make parallel, so it'll be a 90-degree angle. So we'll head over there right now. All right, now that we have one flat face on the joiner and a parallel face, we're going to go over to the planer and make the thickness parallel. All right, now that we have two parallel faces and a 90-degree angle, we're going to go over to the table saw and rip off the other side, and then it'll be a perfect rectangle. All right, now we're ready to cut our 2x4 into little 3-inch chunks. And for that, we're going to use our table saw sled with a stop block. And we'll do that right now. Now that we have all of our 3-inch blocks cut up, we're going to lay them out on the workbench. And you can make it whatever size you want, but I think we're going to go about 7 wide and 20 long. And we'll get them all stacked up, and then we'll make that measurement, and that will determine the size of our frame that we put around it. That's my dimensions. Just straighten everything up, and then measurement for the frame size came out to 24 and a quarter, strong quarter, 26 and a half. Now we have those measurements for the frame size. We're going to go over to the miter saw and we'll cut up the top, bottom, and the sides of the frame. Now we have our frame pieces cut out, we'll go ahead and screw it together. We're going to pre-drill the holes with a countersink bit and put 2 screws in each joint. All right, now that we have our frame all made up, we're gonna go over and put a 3/4 inch dado all the way around. We'll do that on the router table. All right, now that we have our Dado in place, we can go ahead and measure what the size of our plywood needs to be. All right, and I'm gonna measure the distance in our Dado we put here and cut down a piece of plywood to fit. Oh, that piece was super out of square. Should have checked that first. All right, and I actually messed up that piece of plywood. I didn't check it for square. I just assumed it was square. Never do that. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue in all our 3-inch blocks. We'll just put a little glue in the back, which will kind of hold things in place, but we should still be able to remove things in the future due to the end grain. You should be able to knock them out. Those were already in. All right, now we got all our blocks in there. We're gonna take it over to the sander and we're gonna sand it all as flat as we can and get rid of all the glue squeeze out and imperfections. Okay, and then this next step, we're gonna go ahead and have the CNC cut out all these rings for the target, as well as Acme tools across the bottom. And you totally could do this without a CNC machine. You could just get a circle cutting jig on a router and a V-bit and do it. Or a lot of people use a can of spray paint and just paper it off. All right, and this other step is also optional, but we're gonna go ahead and throw a little oil on it. That will preserve it a little bit, but for the most part, it's just to pop the color in the grain.
We want to give a big thank you to CoPilot Designs. If you want to see Tony's build, head over to our YouTube channel and you'll find that there. Where can people find you guys on social media?
We're on at CoPilot Designs on Instagram mainly, but also Facebook as well as YouTube.
Make sure to always do your best work with Acme tools.